Baruch Hashem, studying the laws of Shabbos. We're up to, we're studying the book of Rabbi Gershon Appel, and it's combing raw materials. We're up to page 157, the 14th malacha, which is called menafet, combing. And this is not too relevant to most of our lives today. The objective of this malacha is to prepare the raw material by combing, hackling, separating into strands or fibers to be used for spinning, twining, and weaving. Most of us don't spin the thread anymore, so it's not really that relevant. Or carding or combing out raw wool and flax to make the fibers and felts. Again, unless you're specifically in the, you're in the sheep business or you make threads, fine. But other than that, most people are not doing this anymore today. Also included within this malacha are hammering out or pounding dried sinews until they form strands fit for spinning. A sinew it's called a gid in Hebrew. It's the part that connects the tissues in an animal, like a tendon, and combing out various fibers until they become thread-like. And this is, again, not something that most of us do too often. Chazal also prohibited winding thread and yarn onto a cylinder or spindle, and unwinding a ball or coil of wool or other threads. So I guess maybe the question is, now that we're thinking about this, can you use a yo-yo on Shabbos? Because when you do a yo-yo, you sometimes have to wind it up. I'm curious what they say about a yo-yo. Hold on, I'm curious about a yo-yo on Shabbos. Let's see what the AI says, even though they could be making it up. They have all these questions about it, but they don't say anything about menafets. They have maybe kosher, or makabepatish, but they don't say anything about menafets. Interesting. So they don't assume that it's menafets at all. Okay. The next chapter is called dyeing. Sovea. This is to change, page 159. The objective of this malacha is to change permanently the color of an object or substance. So you're not allowed to permanently change the color. Activities prohibited by this malacha include dyeing fabrics, clothing, and painting a utensil or a wall. So you're not allowed to paint. Applying a coat of whitewash or plaster to a wall violates two malachos, because you're changing the color, and building for adding to the wall surface. Changing the color, as a footnote, the changing color temporarily is rabbinically prohibited. So you can't use colored chalk on a sidewalk, even though it won't last. These activities. So also included within this malacha are mixing or blending colors, mixing chemical solutions that affect the change in color, making color reaction tests for medical diagnosis, and dissolving coloring material in water. Okay, so the prohibition against dyeing does not apply to color changes to food, which occur during standard preparation. There's a lot of footnotes about this. Let's go through them slowly. Wearing photochromatic eyeglasses. You may wear eyeglasses with lenses that darken and change color in sunlight. Even though the lenses have been sensitized to react when exposed to light, the person wearing the eyeglasses is not involved actively in the coloring of the lenses. Although you may not wear sunglasses in public domain, because you may remove them and carry them, these photochromatic eyeglasses resume their original state. And so therefore, even when there's no Erev, you could do it. Also, the prohibition against wearing sunglasses when there's no Erev applies only to non-prescription. Fine. Flushing a toilet containing a cleansing agent. So sometimes they put those blue dyes into the toilet to clean them. You're allowed to flush a toilet where the tank contains a bowl cleaner and deodorizer that colors the water which flows into the toilet bowl, cleaning and disinfecting it and producing a pleasant odor. But they say some people prohibit it. Okay. Coloring food with and beverages. So you're permitted to put coloring into food or into beverage that's being prepared for the meal on Shabbos, so long as you do not intend only to add color, but rather to improve its flavor. For example, you can add instant tea or coffee to water. So as long as you're not intending only to add color, but to improve the flavor. So you could add instant tea or coffee to water. You can make like we make lemonade from the mix, or pour red wine into white wine. But you can't add coloring to cakes. How you doing, Moshe? Yeah, we're gonna do Chumash, but first grab one of those books. We're also doing the laws of Shabbos. Here, you see this book? It's right there on the thing. You can't you can't add coloring to cakes and other food products for ornamental commercial purposes. Okay. We're page 160, Moshe. How are you doing? Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. What are you doing this summer?
Camp, second half, not really.
Oh, okay, fine. You going back to the same camp you went to last summer?
Yeah. It's up in here first.
But you didn't like it so much.
No. I like the people a lot.
You like the people, you just didn't like the camp.
It's like,
It's too much. I gotcha. We're on YouTube, so we don't want to say too much about it.
Right.
Okay, fine. Fair answer. Okay, so we're on page 160, law number 3. I can ask you because I don't even know what camp you went to. Don't tell me. So it's all camp. You know, some people are camp people, some people aren't. That's just the
I
bottom
don't
line.
think campers. A lot of fun.
Okay, you like camp. Okay, so you have a good time.
Yeah, for sure. I have a good time every year.
Okay, you have a great time. Part of loving the camp is that you get annoyed at some of the staff or the rules. That's part of loving camp. Okay, so read law number 3 there on page 160. We're studying the laws of Shabbos. We're talking about the prohibition of dyeing, soveya. Yeah, so you can't. You're not. We said if you're putting the coloring into the food because it's part of the normal way of eating, that's okay. But if you're coloring the food because you want, let's say you want to make your cake look redder, or let's say you want to make a green cake. Well, cake is like, let's say you want to make just for decorative, ornamental purposes, or so that it retains its color and fresh appearance. Okay, go on. Go on.
This is the practice of merchants so that the food retains color and fresh appearance for longer. With common coloring to the face or on the eyes or other parts of the body.
So that's prohibited.
Like makeup.
Well, now they have a question there about makeup, of cosmetics. So this is a woman may not color her face, paint her eyebrows or eyelids, dye her hair, footnote 6, or color her fingernails on Shabbos. As the woman, you are forbidden to apply nail polish, irrespective of whether it's colored or colorless. You may apply makeup powder to your face as it does not adhere to the skin, provided it's not oil-based or mixed with cream or ointment. They have what's called Shabbos makeup. A lot of women say it doesn't work. As a practical measure, women are advised to apply cosmetics which last over Shabbat before Shabbat begins, but a lot of women don't follow that. So basically, according to this, they have to be careful about not putting makeup on because that will be the prohibition of Tzoveya, rabbinic prohibition. So I don't know if you put makeup on Friday afternoon, does it last till Shabbos morning? I don't know if that'll work. They do make makeup that's kosher for Shabbos. That's what they say. He says you may apply as long as it's not oil-based or mixed with cream or ointment. So they have Shabbos makeup. But what? Here, let me see where it is. Where can I buy Shabbos makeup? I mean, it used to be nasty, but I wonder if it improved. Where can I buy?
And I don't know how you do it. It's like water-based stuff, right? Instead of oil-based.
Um, I don't know. It's not, you can't do it if it's oil based, but maybe there's another way to do it. Let's see what they say here. Shabbos makeup. It consists of loose 100% mineral powders. So that contain no oils, waxes, or binding agents. So they're not Kotave or Molid. No, they say painting is Kotave. Can be purchased from several specialized online brands. Here, say, yeah, you can get Anally Cosmetics. Discover your perfect Shabbos makeup kit. They have a good one here. Anally Cosmetics for $72. You can get it in Brooklyn at Panim Yafos. Okay, if you wanna get something for your mom for Mother's Day next time. Yeah, okay. I should get it for my wife for her birthday coming up. Okay, go on.
Um, in addition to the faucet, the thing from working with things that look to the front, they're staying either the items or foods such as potatoes and food.
So yeah, it says you should refrain from wiping your hands or lips with a cloth because if your hands have blueberries on them and you wipe it on the cloth, then you're making the cloth blue or red. Here, causing stains. Look at footnote 7.
Many persons would not consider that color and brought about by unwelcome stains a violation. They regularly welcome the stain and the contract is taken down and avoided. Instead of the washing hands first, order newspaper napkins which you then discard. Thereby should only the process of applying cloth to a superficial
Yeah, because you don't want to get your blood all over a cloth and thereby make it red.
severe to the pilot level, like then it's slowing the floor. You always use a flowers band
Okay.
and this purpose is like
Okay. Okay, so basically,
you can't put a band on the
no, he says a band-aid you can, because that's not meant to last. That's something that's not meant to be permanent. But the cloth, it lasts on a cloth, as opposed to a band-aid, which is discarded. That's where he's so
But I mean, if anything, it's better to dye the cloth, which is temporary and will wash out, versus the disposable thing that's going to stay hard forever.
no, they're both temporary if you wash it.
No one's washing disposable.
No, but it would be temporary. But it's the biblical prohibition is to change permanently,
Yeah.
not just. So this is here. Let's see here what they say here in the footnote. Let's see what they say here in the footnotes. We got to go to the back. Go to footnote. Go to page 417. Shulchan Aruch Chaim footnote 7. Siman Shin Chaf. Mishnah Berurah Sifka Nun Tes. Ein Be'er Heitev Sham Sifka and Chafez. Mashakas B'Shem El Yerabel. Zichur Torah Moshe Siman Chavchas. Kihilas Yam Tov. Sham Sifka and Gimel. And I'm not sure the Shin Chaf is. I don't know where that is. Oh, Shmir Shabbos Kehocha. So, Mem Chas. Parak Yudalid, Sif, Siman Yud Tes. So, I mean, we could look it up in Shmir Shabbos Gil. So, but that's there. That's what he says. Okay, we'll stop here. Baruch Hashem. We'll stop this discussion of Shabbos.